Today is National Signing Day, and for a number of high school athletes, this is a day that will shape the rest of their lives. For the past 31 years, the best LPGA golfers on the planet have been coming here to the Corning Country Club for the Corning Classic. And you couldn't script a better send-off for the final round of the final event. Why go to the Big Apple for football when it can come here to you? The New York Jets opened up training camp today in our very own backyard. Welcome to BSEN's Weekly. It's been a wild roller coaster of a week for the Ottawa Senators, and we're taking you along for the ride. Upstate New York's most anticipated NASCAR weekend of the year is just around the corner. It all goes down at the Watkins Glen International Speedway this weekend. All right, welcome to the Fox 40 Sports Report. I'm Andy Adamson here at NYSEG Stadium, home of the Binghamton Mets, of course. The B-Mets are about to get their 2010 season kicked off, and we're here with Tim Tuffle, new manager of the B-Mets. Shootout central for the Sens. Hey, Ryan Keller, no pressure. How about a double-deke lamplighter? To buck to go, Rivera runs the Danes out of town with the reverse +1. JC's Jake Spalick with some last-minute magic. He's half man, half amazing, and he's got a terrific TD. B-Mets showing off some dynamic D. A pinball wizard is no match for Sean Bowman. He says, get out of town. Early in the first set, Rettenmeyer's on the serve, but it's Karsten on ball patrol. Check out the ridiculous overhand shot down the line. Bearcats on the attack late in the second, and say hello to Ryan Tomko. He dials long distance for an incredible game-winning goal. At age 50, participating in sports is well in the rearview mirror for most, but not for BCC women's tennis star Colleen Haynes. Last week, she proved that you can do more than just play when you're 50 years old. You can win titles, too.
For me, it was just about the sport. It really wasn't about age or anything. It was just about the sport.
A week ago, Colleen Haynes was just your average married mother of two. But today, she's a national champion. At the ripe age of 50, Haynes fought through the odds and through a back injury to take home the trophy in number 3 singles at the NJCAA Division III Women's Tennis Finals in Tucson, Arizona.
In talking to a lot of people that were there at the national tournament, have been there for years, a lot of them can only remember this happening one other time.
Other than the birth of my children, this is right now, and my marriage, better say that or my husband will kill me, it's greatest.
The championship is even more incredible when you consider her competition was young enough to be her daughter. Still, Haynes looked at her age as an advantage.
I don't hit the ball as hard maybe, but I think a little more than the young do. And plus, sometimes they would see who they're going to compete against, and I think maybe a couple of them got a little, sure of themselves. Oh, look what I'm playing, or who I'm playing. So I think it did help me. The age did.
Haynes has gotten plenty of feedback from friends, family, and complete strangers who all tell her that her story is an inspiration.
I've had people, especially older women, come up to me and thank me and tell me I'm the role model, and younger girls, they just think it's great that I can do something. And I'm hoping that when people see this, they'll realize, hey, age is nothing. Just go out and do it.
He's putting the Southern Tier on the national hockey map. Jerry D'Amigo's stock continues to rise as he makes his way to the NHL. We caught up with the local star during an off-season workout earlier today.
JD, knees up!
I'm trying to stay busy here to get a lot better, and you know what? It's going to help me a lot in the long run.
Well, so much for an off-season.
Last one!
NHL draftee and Johnson City native Jerry D'Amigo is always on. Even when he comes home, he's still in training mode at the BX Player Development Center in Binghamton. It's one of the many stops he's made since wrapping up a successful freshman year at the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in Albany.
I went to Toronto for the prospect camp. I've been working out here for a couple of weeks now, and then I went up to Minnesota to work out with Zach Parise. Working
out with an NHL star was a memorable moment in a year jam-packed with them. After getting drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2009, D'Amigo helped the U.S. national team earn the gold medal in the World Junior Hockey Championships.
The experiences I had with the gold medal, and that's something I'm never going to forget with the guys there.
He better get used to playing with the best in the world, because an NHL promotion is just a phone call away. Although he'd love to be in the big league right now, D'Amigo has no choice but to refine his craft while the Maple Leafs make their decision.
It depends. I mean, it's not my call. I could say I'm ready, but it's up to the big guys in Toronto. I mean, they have the decision, and I got to kind of respect that.
Jerry says that in the meantime, he'll return to RPI for his sophomore year after leading the team in game-winning goals last season. It was the Binghamton University men's basketball team's most successful season ever. Their first NCAA tournament appearance in school history should have been followed by celebration. But instead, scandal sent shockwaves over the program. Now, BU must rise and rebuild against incredible odds.
Get started, Binghamton. You're dancing.
March 2009, the BU Bearcats reached the highest of heights.
They can talk about us, but they can't play the game for the other teams.
Little did they know that 6 months later, everything would come crashing down. BU's starting point guard Emmanuel Tiki Mabin was arrested on charges of selling crack cocaine. Mabin was dismissed from the squad the next day. 1 day later, 5 more players were kicked off the team, including the reigning conference tourney MVP DJ Rivera for what the school called insubordination. The following week, more bad news.
I talked with Athletic Director Joel Thier, and he is resigning effective immediately.
That same day, DeFleur announced that the school would be conducting an internal audit to help uncover problems within the athletic department. 2 weeks later, though, the turmoil continued when men's basketball head coach Kevin Brodus admitted to violating NCAA recruitment rules when he talked with prep players after the final contact period. Brodus was placed on a paid leave of absence. Assistant Mark Macon would now take charge of the team, promoted to interim head coach.
I'm always optimistic that my coach will be back. But if not, he is out, and I am him.
BU's situation isn't unique, though. Other Division I colleges, such as Indiana University and Villanova, had to rebuild recently after experiencing recruiting violations and off-the-court incidents. Although those programs have gotten back on their feet, reloading on talent is a much tougher task for a small school like Binghamton. The NCAA tightened up recruiting rules again in October, and time was running out before the start of the season. So with just 10 eligible players on the roster, the Bearcats had to hold open tryouts.
NCAA has been tightening things up, for a long time. As coaches, you just want to go out and get the best player.
Coach Macon knows rebuilding the Bearcats poses major hurdles. With just 3 returning players, BU went from defending America East champion favorites to being picked dead last in the preseason conference coaches poll.
I know the season is going to be one heck of a season. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough on all of us.
In just 2 days, the BU Bearcats face their first hurdle when the regular season begins. And Binghamton will host Bloomsburg on Saturday at 2 p.m. That's all for the Sports Reports. When we come back, Larry will tell you what's new for Fox 40 News at 10.